Hi, my name is Lynn Elliott, and let me tell let me tell you something about one of my screenplays, the one called The Script. Very interesting sort of background to it. I was asked to teach classes on the Celts, on the Celtic history and things like that. And having finished that, somebody asked me to would I consider teaching one on the myths of the Celts, and I was fine with that. But then they said, well, also the demons. And I said, I'm uncomfortable with that because, I come from Wales and a Celtic country, and we are indeed a little uncomfortable talking about the demons because we believe they may come to life. And of course, my wife, who is from the United States, she laughed at this when I told her. Anyway, we went to Britain to visit my sister, and my sister said to me, Lynn, what are you doing? And I said, well, they want me to teach a class on the Celtic myths and demons. And she immediately said, don't do that, Lynn. She said, if you mention them, they come to life. And so I looked at my wife and I said, see, here it is. This is a problem. So anyway, back home in California, in Chico, California, she said to me, look, one, you love to write. Two, you know a lot about this Celts and this Celtic history and all that. Three, why don't you put them all together? And so I decided to write a horror script called The Script. And it's about a young girl who comes across from Ireland, meets with this literary agent and wants him to read her script. He refuses, and the more he refuses, because she's very persistent, the more he refuses, the worse things happen to him. All these Celtic horrors come to the surface. I might mention also that as a background to this script, called The Script, there is a story of Cuchulainn. Now, Cuchulainn was the great Irish warrior, the warrior from Ulster. And one of the stories of Cuchulainn is that he went across to what is now the island of Skye to train with the great Scatash, who was the great Scottish warrior. And while he was training with her, she asked of him to put down her rival, who was another woman. Anyway, Cuchulainn did this, and then, of course, he ended up making love to this woman. He then returned to Ireland, where he married over in Ireland, leaving this woman behind. Well, this woman, of course, had a baby, a son. His name was Conla. And at the age of, when he was a teenager, he was told by his mother that his father was in Ireland and he should go visit him. And so he went to visit his father, Cuchulainn. Now, before he left, his mother did two things. One, she gave him a gold ring that Cuchulainn had given her. And secondly, she gave him what's called a geas, Geas, geas. And a geas is a commitment. You have promised you will not do this, or you will do this, and you're bound by that promise. And the geas that he was given was that he would never reveal his name. Well, of course, he went to Ireland, and immediately all the warriors came to see who this new person was, whether he was friend or foe. And they said, and he refused to give his name. Well, of course, in time, it got worse and worse. And finally, they called the great Cuchulainn over to see this person and to fight him. Well, they fought, and the story says that they fought for 3 days, 3 nights, and it went on and on and on. And finally, Cuchulainn took his great spear called the Geabogas, and he threw this, and he killed Conla. As he was dying, Conla said to him, I want you to know that now the Geas is complete, and I am your son. And this sent Cuchulainn into a rage. He fought against the sea. They didn't know what to do with him. He was such a great warrior. So they told him to take on the sea, and he was splashing around. Anyway, so I incorporated that story into the script. The story is of a young girl who comes across and gives this script to this literary agent that I told you about. Well, you can guess this part of the story now. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you.